much better. I tell you, I haven't been
Hmm.
good, but it's good now. Very good now. How's
So
the
you're
weather
feeling
over there?
the weather here is good so far here. To be fair, it hasn't been uh, that bad. It's just wet, a bit windy, but not cold like it was recently. So it's all good.
Oh, oh, that's nice to hear because I know you've had some real cold snaps.
Yes, yes. So we've had a few days that have been really, really cold, and visibility for us to drive was rubbish a few days ago. But today was brilliant actually, and we hope it is going to be a good week going forward because um, I want to be able to arrange to go down and watch the um, Christmas Carol service on the 6th.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so the weather really wants to be great for me to go and, witness another royal memory, isn't it?
Oh, I look forward to that, Francis.
Yes, so good
Yeah.
to see you. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome,
yeah,
welcome
you
to this
too.
Royal News Live. Yes, our
Yeah, I've
friends who are
missed you.
watching us, missed you too. It's been quite a while since we did this. Was it last week? Was it Tuesday
It
that
was
we did
yeah, it
one?
was. Yeah, it was a week
Yes.
ago. Oh, here's Chantel. Hi, Chantel.
Hi,
Um,
Chantel. Good to see
Frankie
you.
says good morning as well. Frankie, our little
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah, so Frankie and
That
I've
was
got
good.
look, what
Woof,
there you
woof.
go. So I've got friends here. They are all chilling out. Frankie has got his friend Daniel here. So they are, they are chilling out. Yes.
It's very cute. Very,
Yeah,
very cute.
welcome everyone. How are you keeping? How is everyone that is watching us keeping? Are you warm? The weather is changing for all sorts, so we need to be very, very warm, especially as we are getting closer to the festive days. We need to stay fit and healthy. Yes.
Oh, look. Oh, my gosh, baby
Oh,
boxer.
yeah.
I just love that handle.
Hey,
Good
Boxer.
afternoon from Southern California. Yeah.
Natoya, good evening. Oh, Natoya, how are you? Good to see you, Chantel, baby boxer. Yes, yes, welcome to this Royal News Live. And here with Catherine, we are going to be talking about what is going on in the world of our royals. First off, Catherine, should we start with again the Princess of Wales and her together at Christmas
Yes,
service,
yes. Go for it.
which is
You're
going to be there on the 6th?
Yeah, you're the host. We're flying with you.
Yes, so this is going to be the 6th of December, and she has invited, this is really sweet, sweet news. She's invited the families of the survivors of the attacks in Southport. So that is really, really nice to see because these families went through such challenging times. And so for Catherine to remember them on this day shows that the whole country was lining up behind the survivors and the victims of those stabbings. It was such a horrible week in UK for on the week that those stabbings happened. The royal family has visited the scene. I think King Charles was first off to visit. And then after that, we had the Prime Minister visiting, and then William and Catherine too visiting the scene for the stabbings. So this is more like the highlight of the support that the whole country and the royal family is showing to the victims of the to the survivors. So it is good news indeed. Now, to be invited for Christmas Carol service, you should have done something great for the community in some way, shape, or form. It is very difficult for one to receive an invitation like that. Um, Even myself, I was serving, I was an ex-serviceman, but I can't be invited because of there's so many people out there that are making a difference in the local community. So these would be the fire servicemen, the nurses, and doctors who have worked on who have helped patients who were in critical conditions, and so to invite the victims of the survivors. Again, you can see, I mean, the survivors of the victims, so you can see that, yes, it isn't everybody that is invited. It has to be somebody within a unique situation to be able to attend such a big ceremony. So kudos to the royal family and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Is anybody in Australia tuning in or talking about Catherine, Princess of Wales's Christmas Carol service?
I think Chantal is Australian, but I'll tell you, they've talked about it on the usual channels like Sky News. I've gone off Sky News royal reportage because they seem to have made some accommodations to the Sussexes, but they have reported on Catherine, and I think that, in my opinion, because of the year that they've had, this is going to crown her year and set the tone. I know they go on holidays like all of us over Christmas, but it will set the tone for when they return in the new year. So I just feel this gorgeous gesture, it just speaks to her character. It speaks to who she is. She's not faking any of this. This is what I like about Catherine. You can see authenticity a mile off. Sometimes you don't even know what it is that you're looking at, but you know it when you see it. And
authenticity all the way
yeah,
through.
oh, she's the real deal. And I believe that it's a wonderful gesture on her part. But are we surprised? No.
No, we're not surprised at all. No. And this is something she has done. This is going to be the sixth Christmas Carol service that she has done. And every year she does it, she throws something in the mix that we didn't know. And this is a huge surprise. And that keeps us on the toes. Last year, she played the piano. Remember that piano appearance? Oh, that was the sweetest gesture. You know, Catherine is a woman of very many talents. So every show up or every appearance, she brings a little surprise along with it. So many people are anticipating this time round we could see something similar to what we saw last time. So hi Nasibu Shatari, how are you? Thank you for joining us, and yes, welcome aboard to this Royal News Live. We are getting some new faces here, which is really, really good to see.
It's fabulous, yeah.
Yes, it means that YouTube is recommending our conversations, which is really good. So, and we've got Natoya says, Catherine Princess, what is a PFW? Is a Capricorn like myself, and we are often misunderstood. We don't speak a lot. Our actions show peace who we are. Okay, so I'm thinking she's talking about Catherine, Princess of Wales. Yes, thank you, Natoya. Thank you very much. Natoya, did Natoya tell us she's from US or is she from Canada, Australia?
Not sure.
Natoya, please share where you are so we can get to connect.
Name.
Yeah, we've got some wonderful names on here. That's really good to see. So yes, so that's the country looking very much forward to the Christmas Carol service. Chantel tells us, I wish they would show it on free to air, but sadly we have to pay to watch. Is it because it's going to be on ITV here? so it will be shown on Christmas Eve on ITV. So it's going to be free to air here in the United Kingdom. I would suppose the same would be in Australia. Because
yeah, it will be. But I believe also a number of the bigger channels, the royal channels, will live stream it. So if you're not getting it over here, you will find it over there. I noticed that last year. Yeah, there's two that come to mind actually that regularly live stream these big events. So there's you'll find it somewhere. Yeah.
Hopefully they do,
And we
because the
got you.
Commonwealth.
We've got you on the
Yeah,
ground.
I'm going to do my best to show up, and I might not get the best place to, because you know how security is like on the day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people, and the weather hopefully stays good, because if that comes into the mix, then it means it might be really difficult to capture the best of the images of the royals arriving, because that's what I'm going to be doing, really, just to capture some royals arriving, then capture them leaving, and then the general mood outside of the Westminster Abbey. So that place is very busy that week leading up to the Christmas Carol service. So the police would probably put barriers to barricade the people a bit away from the entrance and the usual surrounding, but all for security reasons. But I'll try and do my best to be there on the scene and show you how things are panning out. I'm a
Well,
big kid with Christmas.
oh,
Yeah.
you are. You're a big kid any time of the day, but you are. I think that's why people like you. You're very optimistic, friendly, upbeat, you know. But I also think because of her extending an invitation to Southport victims, there's going to be huge interest in this. There will
Yes.
be. Not that it wouldn't have had interest anyway, but it'll be very difficult for other meanies to come in and try and dampen this event, which I understand is a real possibility. But because, and the thing is, with Catherine, she's a real deal, and her heart would be with these people, these youngsters that she's invited. Her heart is feeling what they're feeling and wants to bring some joy into their lives. Uh, what's going to be a very difficult time of year. So it will be very difficult for others to come in, other meanies, which we'll get to later in the broadcast, I'm sure, to come along and try and put, throw cold water over it. It won't be easy to do because of these youngsters. Everyone is going to come out for this. Everyone.
Everyone will come out.
Mm.
It's going to
Yeah.
make big headlines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, we hope that. Hi, Natoya is from London. Oh, yes. So I've got a fellow Londoner on here. Yes. Natoya. Next time you're in London, I'm in London, I'll give you a wave. Or you can come round Buckingham Palace, and we have a tea party, closer to the Christmas celebrations. And we are arranging a tea party, by the way, Catherine,
We
aren't we?
are.
For all the
When I,
Francis
yeah.
Page Media fans and the A team somewhere around London. So, Natoya, keep up to date with what is going on here. We will be keeping very much in touch. And before I go ahead, Catherine, I would like to remind our friends here who haven't sent their details of their address
Mm,
via emails, Gmail, which is on the website. I would like to send out Christmas cards in the next coming few days to the members of the A team here. So if you don't mind sharing your details where I can send the postcard, please do, and I will make sure to send you a Christmas card from my heart, Francis Page Media. And trust me, I'll look after your addresses properly. You know, they will be safe. So please use the Gmail on the channel up there, fkpageug@gmail.com, to send your address. And I'll be able to put that postcard in the post for you. So, but Catherine, yes, you said it is going to be a big event. It is. We are very much looking forward to it. And now that brings me to, there is, I think it is going to be a documentary which is meant to be airing in Germany around that time. And this documentary is about, is it Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? So they are uncovering. How I wish maybe they would hold that back slightly for us to first have the headlines shout out Catherine, Princess of Wales's Christmas Carol service. Because anything like that, Meghan and Harry controversial stories coming into the mix around the same time these stories come up, are likely to sort of overshadow what we want to become the big news headlines. You've heard of those dates for the release of that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, when this documentary was first muted, it was actually very clever what they've done when you think about it. From holding public interest, it was going to be an expose on the baby bumps. That was going to be the primary focus. So we've all been looking forward to this. And then they said, oh, we're holding it off because we have to get our legals right, which is probably true. Probably true. We don't doubt it. And now we hear that it's going to actually drop at the precise same time as the Princess of Wales Christmas concert. It's so slimy. It is.
It's slimy. I don't know why they would do that, because we really want the headlines to just shout out Catherine, Princess of Wales' big day. For us, it means much to us than Prince Harry's documentary, because we already know what these two are. You know, we don't. I don't think we need to know anything about the Harrys and Meghan. We already know what they are, and in my view, I think the Harrys would like maybe that documentary to be released around that time, because they always want to steal the headlines. Yes, Chantel, indeed, I received yours. It's all singing and dancing, waiting
and I
for.
have it.
And Catherine has it as well, Chantel. Thank you so much for honoring our request. that was so great of you, Chantel. We have a wonderful A team here, don't we, Catherine?
Oh, well, I mean, they're not stupid. That's actually what it is. They're really critical, high-level critical thinkers, well-informed. So they, and not just on the royal family, and from across the world. I just think you've really pulled. See, actually, that's you can go viral with a video, okay? Get these real, and not everyone loves that sugar hit, but the secret to long-term success on YouTube, and it is long-term, it's like a climb up Mount Everest. The secret is building a community. That's actually the secret to success, and you've achieved that. And I think now that you're monetized, things are going to amp up for you.
Thank you. And it's also to do with listening to people, constantly acknowledging their presence, because that's so important. Someone to sit through your live stream for an hour or so is something you should thank them for. In a world where there is a lot going on, lots of distractions, the internet and social media throwing all sorts of things that can easily sway people in either directions. So to have people sit on our live streams and listen to us in the way these brilliant friends of ours do each time we come on air, is something we are very grateful for, Catherine.
Mm, mm.
So retroactive jealousy. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from New Zealand.
Oh wow,
This
I
is
really like their
Mark.
channel.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. You
yeah,
like their channel?
I do, I
Marky
do.
and my sister Gwendoline. They are so adorable. Very adorable. Our dear friends who are um, not aware of retroactive jealousy's channel, that is Mark there. I've highlighted the message. Please head over to their YouTube and subscribe and follow up on their messages. Very, very insightful. And I'm actually learning a lot from their channel.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah. But thank you so much, Eva, for catching up with these live streams. And we know that it's a different time frame in some of the countries. Our friends are, you're either next day or a few hours behind us or way ahead of us, but always finding the time to sit through these lives is so commendable. Thank you so much, dear friends. So, Catherine, I think now that we've talked about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and highlighting that special date for the event, we can move on to our next sort of story. And this one really is an interesting one because I was watching it and I was looking for something that is going to make me feel like, okay, this is actually special. This is very creative. Oh, I liked it. And I couldn't see anything like that.
How
And
do
I'm
I
talking,
know where you're going. I know
yes,
exactly where you're
yeah.
going.
And I think you talked about this earlier as well. I'm talking about Prince Harry's tattoo, fake tattoo, promoting his Invictus Games in Canada. What was that all about? Okay, so
Well,
it's a fake
yeah,
tattoo, and
he was crying like a baby getting a fake tattoo. Oh, that's really alpha, isn't it?
it is, and I'm trying to connect the tattoo to the Invictus Games, and I just can't seem to find any connection. Someone in the comments tell us if this was this sort of video was relevant to the Invictus Games, and why did he decide to use a tattoo, and we know the connotations that are around tattoos. And okay, so he uses a tattoo, and the way he comes across in that video
Yeah,
wasn't very professional, and he's going on to promote this in a school environment, young kids, but he's talking about these tattoos coming as the main theme for the Invictus Games. I don't know what their whole storyline behind using fake tattoo. I don't know where it comes in promoting these games. I thought there was lacking in creativity there. It wasn't thought through properly, and they could have had a better way to create a marketing video other than just sitting in a tattoo parlor and having some crosses done. And hey, this is good for Invictus, games. All right, let's see what our friends are saying. So we've got Kathy S. I am late,
yeah,
but I also have to run. Have you seen the call?
I
A
have
general
actually.
election
Yep.
petition. It has,
Mm,
yes, we have
mm.
seen that.
It's a
Yeah,
really
that
big
is,
deal.
it is a big deal. Big
Yep.
deal. Have you signed it, Catherine?
No, no, I haven't. But it's um, Starmer's going to have to face this down. I tell you, it's pretty shocking what's happened very quickly in the UK since the election. It's really breathtaking. I just, every time I hear something, I think, oh my God, everyone was feeling a bit optimistic. Everyone does. There's a honeymoon, but it didn't even last that long, did it? Did not last
No,
long.
no.
Did not last long at all. I mean, our government is set to be, which is, it doesn't happen, but our government's set to be a one-term government, they'll be kicked out. Very good chance. The bookies are tipping a changing government, and they rarely get it wrong. But we're going down the same path as the Labor government in the UK, believe it or not. That's why it's so worrying. It's
Hmm.
shocking, shocking. He's going to have to face this. He has to do. He has to respond.
They are getting things wrong so far, this government, isn't it? And
Yep.
people had a lot of hope in the government with how they had come up with those promises during the general
Mm,
election and
mm.
getting this majority that they got here in the UK, majority of votes since the last government did. Was it who got the majority? Was it Tony Blair back in the days? So
Yes. Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
very exciting, but it's
Mm,
very, very disappointing to see that they are ending up getting
yeah.
almost things wrong. The Labour U-turns and the things they had promised to do, and they are not doing those. Now we hear that they are going to be is it they're supporting these bills to
Yes.
for
Yeah.
assisted dying, a lot of things that we would not have imagined could even happen are starting to take place. And of course, we saw these other blunders that came up with, during the United States general elections, where we had ministers of foreign affairs using derogative words against, Trump, and then Trump winning, and they're now apologizing. What a mess.
But
Um,
they've left those tweets up. Those
mm,
tweets criticizing Trump, they're still there. They actually have left them on their timelines. So, I mean, what was that? What was he thinking? What was he thinking? You see, it just tells you how tone deaf they are. They don't
mm,
listen. They're not listening to the public. They're only listening to their elite global masters. They're not listening to the public. And I'll tell you, I've done a video already I'm going to post later because the underage social media ban is going through, and it looks like it's going to pass um,
mm,
this week. But I was shocked when because before we go on to where I always catch up on a few royal roundups, just to freshen, my mind on what's going on. And I listened to ITV, and there was a young guy on there. He's all in, and he reckons Britain should follow Australia's lead with this under 16 social media ban. He reckons that Britain needs that. Why does Britain need it? You've got people in jail for mean
mm,
tweets, you know? I
mm,
mean, this government in the UK is our government in Australia is exactly the same. They just go
mm,
from one failure to the next, and they don't pay attention to the electorate. They do not pay attention to their failures. This misinformation bill has crashed and burned, but it's going to come back again in another form. And a change of government is not going to fix this because our opposition, you could see I'm going off now. This is what I've said in my. So now I shouldn't be saying this because you guys are not going to come and listen. But this opposition, they have something very similar, and royal you've got commentators on royal roundups saying that the UK needs a bill similar to our underage this under 16. What are they thinking? These people are 16 now in Australia. In 2 years they'll vote. They won't vote for this crowd. Oh my God! I'm worried about going to Britain because I'm going on my Australian passport. I'm not going to go on my British passport because then they'll be able to keep me there,
mm.
and not in first class accommodation either.
No.
People are paying attention. People are waking up, Francis. They're waking
Mm,
up.
mm. But
How
it is
many
so
have signed?
sad.
How many have signed that petition? About
Okay,
200,000,
so
haven't they?
okay, yes. So let's say 1 million people sign the petition
Oh,
demanding, yes, over 1 million people. So that
hallelujah!
that is serious, because usually for a petition to be heard or discussed in Parliament, it has to be 100,000
Yeah.
signatures for a petition, but this is 1 million. 1 million. So
Oh,
it speaks volumes of how people are just literally now have had their eyes open that these were lies that the government was preaching, talking about tax
fantastic.
cuts, and then you're raising taxes, everything that they talked about. So we had the Conservative government, the party, which has turned out to actually be telling the truth at the time, because they said, we won't lie to you, these are going to be very difficult decisions, these taxes have to be on the rise so we can fund important areas within the government, the NHS, immigration, security, and everybody didn't believe them. They believed in the Labour government that he said, we won't raise taxes. In fact, we're going to cut them, reduce national insurance. But they're now doing the opposite. They're actually doing exactly what Conservatives would have done if they took on power. But that's a lie, because people were not prepared for this,
No, they're not. They're not.
Mm,
And I'll tell you what I believe, and I'm not saying this just to be contrarian, that's my default position always, I came out of the womb contrarian, but
mm,
I really do believe this is why this commentator has said what he said. Australia is a guinea pig. It is a guinea pig for all of these big ticket items. You know,
mm,
apparently our government is seeking to get billions of dollars out of the taxpayers to send overseas to other countries that need help in implementing the climate change agenda. So if the poor countries can't do it, the West has to pay for it. Now,
mm.
I believe Australia is a guinea pig for all of this global agenda. It really is. That's why I don't trust either party. I haven't since COVID. And like a million signatures, my God. And
Mm,
this stupid young commentator says we need to follow Australia. Oh, it tells you the mindset, doesn't it? They are
mm,
tyrants. They are
mm,
tyrants. One of the things that doesn't get touched in the misinformation bill, in the social media bill, is the media. Why don't they touch the media? Because that's their propaganda arm.
You touch the media, you're done.
Yeah,
And if the media
yeah,
turns up against you, you're finished, isn't
yep,
it?
yep.
You're really, really
But
finished.
they
But
don't they can't control social media. You're just not going to. They are they are taking on a crocodile. Have you ever seen anyone anyone fight a crocodile? My God.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's more like,
I'm watching the UK with absolute interest, because every time I see something like this, I think, oh, I don't know if I should go next year.
mm,
Nothing's going
mm,
to stop me. Trust me, nothing.
mm, mm,
But Australia, they want to follow Australia with the social media ban. So look out. That was on
mm.
ITV this morning.
I saw it, and you posted as well about it. So I hadn't caught up on it properly, but I'm now reading up on it, and it's you can't fight the media. It's
Yeah,
how Meghan Markle, Prince Harry were trying to fight the media and saying the media is doing this and that, and look what the media did to them. They brought them down, and but Meghan and Harry have had to find themselves concessions on how to get back in the good books with the media, and they are still
exactly.
struggling.
Yeah,
They are
they
still
they just are
struggling.
trying to ban. They're trying to ban mean tweets and nasty memes.
Yeah,
That's it. That is
yeah,
it. They're
yeah.
so thin-skinned. That
Mm,
that's the same with our prime minister. There are memes of him as wearing a German uniform, World War II uniform, and a little moustache. Right? You get the
mm,
picture. This is all it is, and he complained about it. He complained publicly. So Harry and Meghan, these elites, they do. The only solution to misinformation is more free speech. That's it.
Mm,
That is the
mm,
disinfectant. Oh my God, Harry and Meghan are so pathetic. They're so in the toilet these days. Their reputation,
mm.
I don't think. Maybe Harry's got a chance if he goes solo, but I don't think Meghan is ever going to be able to turn this around because
Well,
she's like at the worst tail end of celebrity culture. It's dying. So,
of course, and I would like to add on that by saying that her recent step out in California, I think she sort of did she mastermind or she did some sort of dinner for the
yeah,
uh, Iraqi women
yeah,
refugees, and this dinner was, when was it, yesterday or the other day?
yeah.
So she invited them over, and yeah, so she's trying to help them connect with communities in US because they are lonely, they left their relatives back home, and so her concept was, okay, you're welcome here, make this your new home, build new friendships, build new families here. Now, if Meghan Markle had done that when she was still in the royal family here, that would have been huge. That would have been welcomed. That would have gone the distance. Okay? Because I think it is a good cause. I could say it's a good cause. People who are in a new country, they are refugees, they seem to be lost. So find ways of getting them involved and have that sense of belonging within the new community they've joined. So it is a good cause, but it isn't now because Meghan Markle is doing this after whatever she has done, and after she has put herself in a position where no matter anything she's gonna do, how great it is, people will just look at her as just pretense, hmm, you know. So
Well, it's so transparent because all she's
it's,
done is use the template of the royal visit that she was engaged in the hub kitchen, wasn't it? Just looked like a mirror of that.
so
So she shouldn't
she's
have left the royal family. Why did
she shouldn't have, yeah,
no?
yeah, because all of these things she's doing would are things she was given a platform to do when she was in the royal family, and she misused that chance. And I think for her, she thought, if I do this outside of the royal family, I'll be able to monetize it and get money out of it. So now she's doing all of these. She's holding these dinner parties for the women who are refugees. She's doing this under Archwell Foundation, and then she can put all of these on Archwell Foundation website to say, we want donations, we are looking for funders, and where does that money go? It goes into funding. It goes into funding the expensive life, the
Oh,
mansions
yeah.
in California. So people are not looking at those intentions as real, genuine causes because she failed to show how genuine she was and how she failed to
Well, Paul,
embrace these very things while she was still in the royal family. What is
that's
Paul
exactly
saying?
right. Paul's comment
Mm,
here is really worth highlighting because he's hit the nail on the head. He's really articulated exactly what she's done, which is just more Archewell PR.
yeah, Archwell PR. I'm trying uh, to pull that up. I think it should
Yeah.
be down, far down. So we have Natoya here talking about
Uh,
labor. Okay,
he's
Don
just
Man, okay,
posted it.
labor.
I think he's just
So
joined
it should
us.
be here. Apologies, guys. I'm just catching up with the comments. So I'll just highlight those as we go along. Let me see if we can find it. Is it somewhere here?
Yeah, he's just posted it right now. There it is. You've got it.
Okay, yeah, actually
That's it.
here.
He's just
Mm,
actually put an executive summary of exactly what she's done. It's
yeah.
so
Mm.
transparent.
Yeah, that she left shortly after the picture had been taken, and
Really?
as
Oh,
she got, yeah. So it is very telling of somebody who is very calculative. Okay, all over these stepping out and the missions we see have got some sort of monetary scheming behind these. And obviously, the traveling abroad, Nigeria, Colombia, those were projects that were going to feed in images
mm.
onto the actual foundation, and then they sit back and chill out. This is what we are doing, you know. But they could have done all of these things working under the royal family. They would have made a much more bigger impact than they are making today. They could have seen as people who have a real, genuine passion for helping people. Because then, had they done these programs under the royal family would have sort of funded, raised more awareness for the need for funds to go to these charity organizations. The Meghan and Harrys are not doing that. All they do allegedly stand up like they did women refugees, pictures taken, go away. We are not seeing real follow-ups of people donating money to these causes that they have shone a torch or a light on. None of that. And I think a lot of the reason why people are not reacting positively to Meghan and Harry's causes is because of the lack of trust they have in the figureheads, and that is Meghan and Prince Harry themselves. And this whole Archwell Foundation, which is under scrutiny for not turning up those tax returns in the right way they should be, reporting things late, and we will sit here and highlight many of those things. But hey, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's so
Okay.
chaotic. Everything everything about them is so chaotic. And Tina Brown said that. She said um, when things started to go south for and they were making announcements that they were going to go. She said it was typical of Harry. I'm not going to let her forget this. It was typical of Harry that his PR and his media response was so chaotic. She said he never puts things together well, and that really showed then. But nothing has changed with them. Everything about them is haphazard. And a lot of it is not just because Harry is disorganized, and he is disorganized, but um, it's because she's always changing her mind. So no wonder they
Mm,
lose a lot of staff because, you know, the staff don't know from which day to the next what the
mm,
plan is. So she changes her mind continually. So no wonder everything is so chaotic. And like I said, she should never have left the royal family because she wanted to be, she was announcing when she was going, oh, when I go home, I'll only work with directors that I choose, and they're thinking, oh, get lost, lady, because she already had a reputation. Hollywood rejected her long before she became a royal. They did.
mm,
They
mm,
rejected
mm.
her long ago. So can you imagine these big directors hearing that? They would have sent her a big FU,
Yes.
She's so
And free
full of
speech said
herself.
that. Let me see. So free speech says a well-paid PR is probably telling her to be seen doing these charity things, but it's too late. We don't believe
It's too
anymore.
late.
Exactly, it's too late. Free speech. Welcome, welcome, free speech. Another very, very solid a member of the A team here. And Paul and Chantel have also, highlighted that, they're doing things in the name of charity, but it's not really charity the way I'm looking at these things. Okay, so what are we gonna see Meghan and Harry achieve in the long term? All of these projects will be struggling. They've got their new documentary coming up, and the Polo, that documentary we saw. We saw
It's so bad.
the trailer.
Oh.
It's very bad, but that's again what you're gonna get. Was it Steadman the other day also said something about it, that it's like watching paint dry? Was it Steadman or was it? Yeah, was it Max Bratt? Was it Max Bratt? Was it Max?
But it's so sleazy.
Hi, Max Bratt. Yeah, was it Max Bratt? Somebody
Max
said
Bratt.
Max Bratt. Yes, yeah. So that's all you're gonna get with Meghan and Prince Harry. Projects that are very haphazard. They're haphazardly done. Prince Harry sits in that parlor tattoo and just rehearses a few lines. Oh, what are you doing to my neck? Okay, go ahead. Oh my God, it was cringy watching that.
I mean, it's so bad. It's so cringy.
Yeah. Max Bratt said must have been Steadman. Yeah.
Can you imagine
God
doing that?
I can't imagine, because Natoya, are you going to bed? Natoya says no night, or thank you, Natoya. Yeah, she goes to bed quite early. It's that's bedtime here in the UK. London, yes. Natoya, have you got work tomorrow, Natoya? Thank you so much for turning up, and see you on the next one. If you're still on, Natoya, just to let you know, we have monetized now, so we have some memberships going, and we have some super thanks. That way we support the channel in moving projects forward. I want to go to London to get my spot as well, secure my good spot for the live for the Catherine Princess of Wales. Hopefully the weather allows. But thank you guys. It's for your support that we managed to cross the line and get our channel monetized. But yes, you're very right, Catherine. Very, very right. They should have done these things while in the royal family. Okay, and then people would have seen a real, genuine interest. It's much more like you see Catherine, Princess of Wales, supporting all these charities. Okay, with her early years childhood projects. So the Prince William and his Homeward charity, the homelessness. Catherine, Princess of Wales, visiting these food banks and raising awareness and donating baby clothes to the babies who are not going to have those warm blankets. So you see, they have a real, genuine passion for helping people, and they've got stuck in there in the royal family doing that. Okay, that is why people believe in them. But Meghan Markle came with all these ambitions. She told us, I'm going to hit the stage running. Did she say, I'm going to hit the ground running? And so she arrived, she ran for a few miles, and she burnt steam. She's out.
The Queen must have rolled her eyes.
Steadman, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steadman. Thank you. The A-team, this is what the A-team always does for us. They move us. They keep pushing us, moving us. Thank you, Steadman. Well acknowledged that. And we were talking about you, Steadman, earlier. Was it you who said that watching Prince Harry's polo mini trailer, I was like sitting and watching paint dry? Because that's what we did, isn't it? nothing really in that. There was no connection at all. There was no Prince Harry's face. I think he knew himself that this project, I can't put my face in it because my heart is not even there.
I know. Look, Paul actually, I just couldn't believe how bad that trailer was. It was
Yeah.
so bad. And Peter, the animal rights
Yes.
organization, they were ready for that. And they
Mm.
put up a big post, I think in October, outlining all of, and I read it, you know, with interest, of course.
Mm.
But everything they said, you couldn't argue with it, And the problem is Harry hasn't got a good record with polo because
With Paulo, and
his
we
horse
know
had to be
his
put down.
house. Yes, it had to, and this thing has actually resurrected uh,
Yes.
those sort of complaints on
Yeah.
animal cruelty, and so I don't know why he's actually decided to go that way. There could have been a lot of things Harry, Meghan could have talked about. Okay, why don't they talk about Meghan's acting career? Because that's what she did. That's what the world sort of knew Meghan about, okay?
Mm,
Her
mm.
audience. So the acting in Suits. Talk about that. Okay, this is how my first acting scene looked like, and I was very nervous. But I got stuck in there. Even if I wasn't the best at acting, I was actually proud of myself to have got this character in the show. Talk about something like that you have at least tried to do and stuck there for a time, but not giving us these stories, Harry and Meghan and the making in the British royal family. She hasn't even, if it was a baby who was born in the royal family, that baby didn't even get to develop teeth before they left. So they don't have any stories to share.
They've got nothing. There's that
Okay.
famous photo. I don't know what the event was. I can't recall, but she's wearing, it was Archie.
Mm,
Archie's birth. She's holding a baby like this. Oh my
mm,
gosh. And she's wearing a loose green, khaki green dress.
mm,
And she's holding this baby at some event. She's there with Catherine and her children. And there's this couple looking at her really, oh my God, this woman's bonkers. And
mm,
the girl's worried about the baby. Who knows? Some people are saying it was a doll.
mm,
She's actually that tone deaf and arrogant to turn up with a doll. But
mm,
I saw that again over the weekend and I thought, my God, everyone knew back then what she was like. They all knew and they
mm,
covered up. The royal family did their best to cover up for those two. But
yeah,
she's
yeah.
she's off her rocker, that woman.
But she blew away the
Yes.
best
Yeah.
chance to shine and to get at that very, very high level in her life. She blew that opportunity away. And so sometimes I think of what I'm thinking why they are struggling to find a real identity when it comes to these Netflix shows of theirs. And now Prince Harry is having to go the polo way, and Meghan Markle is now starting to think of maybe I go into cooking and I do a Kim Kardashian sort of, Netflix show. Is because I think they can't
Thanks,
show
Paul.
anything that that the royal family are in. Okay, so we know that if Prince Harry, for example, decided to do a documentary of his life, in the army, for example, training at Sandhurst and his time at Eton, he can't do that, I think, because in those it's very difficult to find segments where it is going to be him alone. Okay, so because he was there with other royals and he can't use that on Netflix, he can't. So he has to come up with different material with just him alone. So I think that is where the real struggle is with them identifying what to show on Netflix, because what they would have shown has other royals. They've worked in the past with royals and they stayed there, and they can't show those images and monetize that on Netflix. So poor Harry has to go into polo in United States, because obviously there won't be any royals involved in that. And Meghan has to go into cooking in Montecito and show us how she does her spaghetti and, macaroni chips and all of these things we know. And that is going to be very difficult for them to sell in big numbers, because their reputation has since been tarnished by nobody else but themselves.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
done it to themselves. And talk about an own goal. Do you think, though, that the problem they have is, like, apart from her narcissism and, his damage due to drugs, apart from that, do you think that perhaps it might be that they're always trying to borrow an identity from someone else instead of
Mhm.
instead of relying on their own authenticity? They don't, they're not in touch with who they are, because if they were, we wouldn't buy it anyway. But do you think it's just this constant borrowing identities from others that's really their biggest weakness?
It is, yeah. I think it has a lot to do with that as well. And most of the time, that comes because you as a person don't know yourself that much. You even don't
Mm,
know who you are. Okay, because for
yeah.
example, Meghan Markle tells us she has these genes of 44% Nigerian.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 3 months later, she tells us that she's 60% Maltese. Okay, so she's now gone to Malta. And then most recently, she went to Colombia, and she says she's searching for her ancestors in Colombia.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is a real struggle for Meghan Markle, I think, to know who she is. And when you're struggling to know who you are really, it is going to be a very big problem for you to find what to do that fully represents who you are. And the same thing goes to Harry, I would say, because really Harry left the royal family very prematurely, if that's the right word to say. He hadn't prepared himself very well. He just was meant to believe that his family doesn't like him, probably, and he can make a better life outside. So he went with bandwagon. Okay, we know he always had his mourning behind the scenes, mourning about things. Oh, but that was Harry. Everybody was used to that. The Queen loved him kept him very close, because he knew that he can just do with love. Love, we love you, don't worry, everything will be fine. But when Meghan came, it was more like she fueled the morning he had and added some salt and everything onto him, and off he went. So he was not ready, in my opinion, to go out. He hadn't fully discovered himself. Okay. All these charities he was having, like, the Royal Marines and all of the charities, the Well Child Awards, and those were charities allocated, because every member of the royal family is allocated charities to become the patron of. But when he left, we knew there was going to be a
Yeah.
real struggle for him to survive out there. And as you can see right now, he's still surviving very much on what is it? On Invictus Games. And again, this was something which was set up for him before leaving. So we haven't really seen a new project being brought onto the table.
No,
Actual
nothing.
foundation, what is Actual Foundation doing? It is just a combination of what are they? What is even Actual? If you ask somebody, what does Actual Foundation do? I would struggle. They would struggle. Because all we
Yeah.
see is, okay, so they go to Colombia. Hello, we're going to Colombia to visit a school. But what is it? Have they built some structures of some sort and they are helping women with this or facilities or education? We haven't seen any of that. Okay, so we see this hosting of little parties here and there supporting women who are refugees, but that's about it. What is Actual Foundation known for? So again, until Meghan, Harry discover who they are as people, as both of them, only then will they be able to start doing substantive work. But until they do that, they are going to be going by the wind, flying wind of what's going on here. Oh, Kim Kardashian, they survived, they made a lot of money by cooking style videos and programs. Let's roll with that. Okay, so what do people enjoy watching? Oh, polo. Oh, polo is a big thing in the United States. Oh, why don't we go that way? Okay, so they are just literally going with where the wind is strongly blowing. And sometimes that isn't good for establishing real, genuine, strong causes that are going to be causes people will know you for. That's my way of thinking, Catherine, unless,
No, you're right. You're actually right. Look, I watched a brief interview with one of my favorite actresses yesterday, Daryl Hannah, and it was talking about her autism. And I really love her. Her beauty is so, it's just not fake. And she talked about, even her anxiety levels the night before for this interview. It was with a famous interviewer. I can't think of his name. She said, "Oh, I didn't sleep last night." But everything in that 8 minutes, I just listened to it while I was working. And I watched a little bit of her because she's still beautiful. She's just beautiful. But she never did the big circuit because of her autism. And she said, "I just couldn't do it. I had to do things my own way." And I just never worried that I might be missing out on something here or there because she didn't do the big PR tours that is
Mm,
required of an actor or an author, right?
mm,
But she's still doing well. But I listened to every minute of that, and I went back and watched and listened a second time, not just because I really like her work, but because I wanted to distill what it was that was so captivating. It was just who she was, and you could see she was a little anxious when she was talking about it. But this is what Harry and Meghan lack. They lack that,
mm,
and the influences online have taken over Hollywood, and
mm.
some of them last, some of them don't. Um, but there's no authenticity in Hollywood. You look at Harvey Weinstein; he ended up in jail. Epstein was on the edge of Hollywood and raking them all into his dirty deeds, and then you've got Ellen rather, you know, skiving off to the UK. She's not go. She's not. She's using Trump as an excuse. It's just a fig leaf because she'd have lower taxes in the US under Trump, right? So we all
Mm,
love lower taxes. She's going over to the UK. That's not to. She's just using that. It's not. It's
mm,
because of all of the bad PR over Sean Combs, and
mm,
I like this. So Hollywood's dead. Hollywood is dead,
mm,
and this is where Megan wants to shine. Well, you can shine
mm.
all right, and I still believe that they are being protected by the royal family. I really do
Of
believe
course.
that. If they weren't being protected by the royal family, they would be out there in the open like a deer in the headlights. They
Yes,
they
yes,
they're
yes.
not doing well now, but the royal family are protecting them. Why? Because they got two anchor babies in the line of succession, and the royal family are trying to figure a way out of this mess.
mm,
And
mm,
that, like everything they do, the royal family, they do everything slowly. Everything about those kids, you talk about Archie teething, he had no teeth, for a long time. Um, Everything about that is being drip fed. It's all being drip fed. It's not all
mm,
coming out now because that's the only way the royal family can deal with it, by drip
mm,
feeding it, cleaning up that mess, and then drip feeding a little bit more, cleaning up that mess, because they cannot have those anchor babies remaining in the line of succession. Look, that's only my estimation, my opinion, but I believe that's what's really going on there. And
no, I
I
agree
believe,
with you. I
well, I
definitely
believe
agree
that
with you.
German documentary was initially, but I believe, like Tina Brown, they paid enough money to buy them off, and now they're using it as a documentary about Harry and Meghan for the December Christmas concert. I believe they were bought off, as was Tina Brown. Money was thrown at
Mm,
her. And I mean, I listened to Russell Myers on Sky News. He's so in the Sussex camp. He said he thinks this polo is going to be really good. He said, "Oh, I think it's going to be really
mm.
entertaining." I'm not even going to hate watch it. I'm just not. I felt like replied to a comment on Paul Donovan over the weekend. I said, look, I just felt like I needed a bath after it. It was so sleazy. It dripped sleaze.
And they are going to find some celebrities, of course, to behind the scenes,
Yep.
and ask them to try and push, try and talk nice. So, give some good reviews about these upcoming projects of Meghan and Harry, including this polo one that we are going to watch paint dry. Okay, so thank you so
Such
much,
a good way to
Lily.
put it.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Lily, for these past stickers there. Thank you. Well acknowledged. Chantel, Martin, thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Every single one of you. Thank you for keeping this lab and support going. Truly, truly appreciate you. So you're very right. You're absolutely right, Catherine, that they really, really want make huge impacts in anything they're going to be setting
Yeah.
out to do, because people are already aware of who they are. They know their intentions, they know they are money minded, business minded. Whatever they do comes across as okay, charity, but there is a motive behind it. Okay.
Yep.
And you saying that you believe there is some sort of royal protection going on,
Yep.
you could be right. I agree with you, because they are still part of the royal family. They are
Yeah.
still sitting on the British royal family website as, the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex. I think somewhere down the line, when you read, it says that they are representing Her Majesty or His Majesty the King and the government, the King's government in the United States and wherever they are. So yes, they still have a certain degree of protection from the
Yep.
royal family. And if that had been withdrawn totally from them, I don't think they would be surviving and even carrying on with these projects they are doing in a way that they are. Okay, because the
Spot
only
on.
reason, yeah, because the only reason they are getting to where they are is because they still have that little Duchess of Sussex title attached to their names. But take that away, it's like undressing somebody and leaving them to stand there naked with no clothes
Oof.
on. Okay, so it's
Mm.
their fine clothing that gives them access to these meetings, celebrity, the functions, and then we see them being invited here, and these announcements are made. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So if you take that title away from them, they won't have any sort of royal icing on their activities.
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah, and they would be nobodies, to be honest. That's why I always say gratefulness. Harry, still be grateful for what you have. No, have the maturity to understand that without your family, you, Meghan Markle, would be nowhere. Those in United States, and Harry hopefully understands this, and maybe very soon he will start to, grow up and start embracing his roots and his heritage. Because in the past, with the projects they've done, interviews and opera, and where this pair, it doesn't seem as though he's been very grateful. And with Meghan Markle, of course, she thought when she married Prince Harry, she arrived. She will always have, that Duchess of Sussex. She will always have the kids who are in the royal lineage. So really, she she has already got into things, okay?
Yep.
But I can't see her moving past or going and growing any much more bigger than she is now. If at all, she's going to stay here and start deteriorating, and people will just look at her as another, probably, Prince Andrew in the royal family, or, but it's such a shame because she had the potential to do good things. She had the potential to, come into the royal family and genuinely take on causes that, she told us she enjoyed. She said
Yeah.
women, emancipation, education, leadership. The girls, communities here and in the Commonwealth would have loved to have a Meghan step out there and say, let's work hard, let's go to school, let's do all of those things. But within the royal family, very much riding on the finances, the principles, the culture, the traditions of the royal family. And in so doing, she would have been more supportive of the causes of the royal family. But doing those things outside, when she was in and she goes out and wants to do them outside, is more like she's using these titles for her own good, because she needs to be doing those things inside, not from outside.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've explained that very
No,
well,
you
but
very no, you have, because I'll tell you, my first thought this morning was, I was just thinking about our life as I was getting ready, and I thought the one big theme for me is they should never have left the royal family. That is the biggest mistake they made. They've made a lot of mistakes since, but the biggest mistake, and it was because they weren't reading the landscape about, with Hollywood, was dying long before. I mean, now, it's just, we're just throwing the dirt over the coffin now. But Hollywood really is dead, and people don't trust them. People, we get, a lot of our material off live stream sites. Most of us don't watch Netflix. I don't get any value from Netflix whatsoever. I think it's a money laundering thing, in my opinion, allegedly. So, you're right, Francis. You're right. They should never have left. And I'll tell you something else. If she wasn't so crazy, bat crap bonkers, I really believe their popularity would have threatened the Waleses. Not when they're crowned, but leading up to that, I think it could have been a problem for them. They could have really shined, and this year more than ever, because now Sophie and Edward are filling that gap. Sophie and Edward, people trust them. No one trusts Harry and Meghan anymore, because Sophie and Edward, they have a solid marriage. Their eldest is now at university. They've just got their youngest son. They're ready, and they're so loyal, and they're so trustworthy, and they're still a very attractive couple. And who can forget that moment when Edward was weeping at his and his mother's funeral. And it just, oh, your heart just, who can forget that? So Harry and Meghan, I think this is why they're so despised, really deeply loathed, is because they had it all given to them. Even the Commonwealth, the Queen's most beloved project, go through the Commonwealth, decide what you want to do. She knew everything, but she still gave them every opportunity. And you're right, they should never have left. But
Mm,
you're dealing with real mental illness here. I'm not talking about popular mental illness, popular mental health issues. I'm talking about real mental illness in Meghan
mm,
Markle and Harry. It's not
mm,
mental health is another thing. That's something that we all manage. I'm talking about serious mental illness.
mm. And you know what? Because with Prince Harry in the past, having had, struggles with mental health, in the royal family, and, as he said himself, anything like business not going so well, you know, relationship not going so well, is bound to trigger those things. Well, he told us when he sat in front of that interview with Dr. Gabo, whatever, what is
Mate,
Mate, yes. I know
yeah.
that interview again, Dr. Gabo Mate said he regrets having done it, 'Cause-
Oh, you
but
don't say. He went off
okay.
fine for 7 months. And you know what he did? He doubled
Mm,
down and he said, "Oh, the hate that I attracted, because I did this interview with Harry. All he did was he didn't say, oh, I made some mistakes. He was lambasted left, right, and centre from his own profession, who said they should
mm,
never have diagnosed him on air in a live interview, and online it was medical malpractice. And but he did, he went off air for 7 months, and he said, "Oh, the hate. I had to like, oh, just like, no, you're a total loser, and you misread the room."
yeah. And
Gabor
then make
Mate.
Gabo Mate, yeah. What are you having there, Catherine? Is it a glass of wine or apple juice?
Oh, no, not at 9 o'clock in the morning. No, it's a berry tea. It's strawberry and raspberry berries. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no, you've said it. You've encapsulated it, Francis. I say, Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. But I was speaking to a friend last week, and so we have this Christmas carol service coming, and we have the King's birthday parades, these balcony appearances, and Meghan, Harry are not on these appearances, and how Prince Harry must be missing those moments because
Yeah.
he really, really enjoyed standing up at the balcony. If there was any royal who enjoyed those moments, it was always Prince Harry. Sitting on the horse, and he loved those things, wearing that uniform, putting the wreath at the cenotaph on Remembrance Service, Remembrance Day. He loved doing all of those things, but he doesn't do them because he left. And I'm I'm really sure he misses these things, but he has nothing to do because he's already
Mm.
gone. It's when you get to a point of no return, that
Oh
is the
yeah.
point they got to, point
Yeah.
of no return. And so they
Yeah.
just have to forge a life outside
Well
of the royal
said.
family,
Mm.
but still having to rely on the royal family in some way. But they can't do much than they are doing because they are forbidden from. So they are in that situation, and when you're in that situation, it's very difficult to scale up. It's very difficult to do more. Okay, so for Harry, he's just going to be dancing around Invictus Games here, that school children, try and get them to come and sit in the hall so that all the seats are full up. you know, and Meghan Markle, she's now just reduced to,
Yeah.
okay, inviting a few women here and there, 4, 5 of them, cook them dinner. I could invite people as well here, get my friends in, come here,
Yeah.
let's get dinner.
We'll
With
live
no
stream it.
real, exactly, yeah. With
There's
no
an idea.
real. So, but it is a real shame because we had two young people, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, at the time who would have become great support for Her Majesty the Queen, who was struggling with health those days and needed people to step out and carry on with the legacy. And at that point is when they decided to walk out of her and turn against the institution she was the Queen was really fighting hard to withhold. And you think they have any luck, any good luck out there? It is going to be very difficult, extremely difficult. And yes, we won't forget to say they will one day apologize. They will do one day. It's going to be a matter of time. But I don't see
Yeah.
them really growing outside of the royal family to the magnitudes they want. They will announce these Netflix projects, 1 million Netflix project here, hey, but that they won't live up to the standards of that because they are still struggling to produce content for Netflix under that 1 million contract they signed. And that money really is just in words, but what actually ends up in their pockets or in their bags is less,
Yes. Yeah.
far less,
Yeah.
because there are taxes to be paid on that. There are people like directors behind the scenes, staff, support management. So many people there that are going to consume a huge chunk of this money. So they are always going to be left in very difficult situations. Okay. So Paul says Harry and Meghan made a few millions, but their capacity to earn that kind of money is finished. Absolutely. I agree 100% with Paul there. Free
Yes.
speech.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about Hazel,
Yeah.
PM wife. She wasn't sure of the role in the position she supposed to help for the issues she cared about. She was loved. Harry should
I
have
loved
done
her.
that.
Yeah. I really
Yes.
liked Hazel Hawke. I liked Bob
Mm,
too. Um,
mm,
you're right about that. That's actually a really important point because she became a very popular PM's wife in here in
mm,
Australia. We're going back a long way now. She died
mm,
sadly of Alzheimer's, I think it was. But she didn't know. She had no idea. She was not like Janet. Um, what's that other prime minister's name? Oh, she was a kitchen table PM's wife, but he came later. But this Prime Minister Bob Hawke, his wife, she was so loved, and it was because she was humble. She just poked her way around in the dark. Her husband was a philanderer, a heavy drinker, a philanderer, and that's actually why people liked him because he was Jack the Lad. But Hazel Hawke here in Australia, she found her way, and this is what Meghan could have done. She just needed to have a little bit of humility. I mean, she hates the Queen. She thought, who is that old woman to tell me that she owns the word royal? How is Britain going to respond to that kind of comment? I mean, she's the most beloved woman, not just Britain, but people like Obama who loved the Queen right across the pond, across the world. Everyone loves the Queen. When she starts slagging off at the Queen, she's gone. She's lost it. And people don't forget. They just do
mm,
not forget.
mm.
They could have had everything. It was all. That's why people don't like that. People don't like when you throw the birthday cake back at your parents. They don't like
Mm,
it. Uh-uh.
mm, mm, They don't. They really don't. And this is going to be a big lesson, I think. If Meghan and Harry can learn, these would all be lessons to them
Yep.
going forward. But of course, what do you expect from a couple that isn't going to listen to anybody? Okay, so we heard that Meghan Markle, in her upcoming cooking show, she is hiring somebody who has worked before for Selena Gomez. So Selena Gomez would have is a young musician. Which country is she from? United States or Sweden? Selena Gomez. So apparently Meghan Markle is going to be working with some people off Selena Gomez's team, so in her cooking show. And everybody in the Sussex camp was very excited to attract such great talent to come and work on the cooking show with Meghan. This is gonna give it a massive boost on Netflix. And then I've had so many people saying that they don't think that is going to make any difference at all, because Meghan will not listen to them. She will want them to do what Meghan wants. And that is where everything is going to collapse. Okay?
Yeah, you're right
Hi,
about
Penny
that.
Lane.
If she could listen,
Yeah.
she would have a chance, but she can't listen. She just doesn't listen. And Paul Donovan made a really good point a few comments back. He said, and you said it too so beautifully, there's no way back for Harry now. It's gone past that. There is, and Paul says the same. There is just, he can't have, there's no way Harry will ever find his way back into the royal fold. He'll always be on the fringe, and that will drive him crazy. So the problem won't go away, because it'll just drive him crazy that he's not part of the action, you know. But you said it beautifully, that he's past the point. That's what you said. He's past the point of no return.
That has since gone, so he can't return. They can't clean their image up anymore, because I think they've gone beyond repair. If they were going to be bikes or cars, they've just gone beyond repair. And the projects that they have done, like Spare and the paperback version, Oprah Winfrey interview, really cemented this situation that it is going to be very difficult for them to come out of it. Okay, the book is out on the shelves. Every young generations are going to be reading this. Oh, my brother did this to me, or they did that to us. You know, so it's they've just gone beyond repair. So what we are going to see are people who are going to be plodding on by with real no impact, and with no people really lining up behind their causes in any meaningful ways. Okay. And somewhere, somehow, I still think Prince Harry will end up somewhere here in the UK or near the UK doing something here, because United States in the long term is going to become very expensive for them to live with no real big deals. Okay.
So, he has. That's going to. You know, I think that's why he's not in the States. I think he hasn't seen his kids for 2 months. He's been away from home, doing God knows what, and I think he's in Canada. And but I think it's because of Trump. I just don't think there's any other explanation. He's got work to do in the lead up to Invictus, but he's staying out of the United States. He's not going to be able to stay away forever unless he completely relocates. But can you believe he hasn't seen his kids for a couple of months?
He hasn't, and everybody's surprised. Yeah, he hasn't seen them. He hasn't. He's gone. Everybody's questioning where this relationship is, whether it is even still there, because it's this professional separation they talked about, stepping out individually, could well be something cooking up. Okay, and so we see him go away and stay many days away from his family, which was very unheard of, because he used to say, me and my wife or my children, I can't. He used to come back here to attend royal events here when he was invited alone, and he would stay here 24 hours already on the plane back. The Queen, on the Queen's funeral, he came back here. Was it the funeral, or what was the coronation? What was it? And he stayed barely 24 hours. He had already flown back to his family in the United States. But we don't see that urgency now or any. So it's something is cooking here, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But we shall know very, very soon.
I like the way you put that. So I love that. It's very conspiratorial of you, Francis. Something is cooking here, girls.
Yeah. So anyway,
your turn of phrase is so
oh
lovely.
God,
I really enjoy it.
Thank you, thank you. Right. So before we go, I would like to acknowledge all of you for the great support once again that you have showed us on this live. Where would we be without all of these wonderful friends of ours, Catherine? Where would we be?
Yeah, I know. They're such a great team. I
Yeah.
really enjoy them. Yeah, Chantal. Chantal lives in Queensland. No, you should try and catch up with Catherine. Yeah. Oh, Chantal.
Oh, Chantal, yes.
Paul Donovan, nobody has seen the children ever. No, that's true.
No, nobody
That's
has
true.
seen.
No one, no one.
Mm.
Wasn't Zara who said they hadn't met the children? She let the cat out of the bag and she did it deliberately. It's like she's speaking, dropping a little something out, like a cat dropping something out of the side of her mouth. Very mischievous of her to do that. But no one has met the kids. No one.
No one has met those kids. So it's we don't know. There's this mystery going on here. We don't know. But when these things start uncovering themselves, people are going to be shocked, real shocked.
Yes.
And you can only cover up for things for some time, but you won't cover things up always. So somewhere, somehow, people will get to know about these things. Either that relationship is not existing anymore, whether those kids are just kids but not there. All of those things at some point will come. I tell you, when people get to know, this is pretty much going to be the end. Okay, the end. Because they are now still having a bit of sympathy from people. There are some people who are sympathizing with them. Like myself and you, Catherine, we sit here and say, all they need to do is to apologize. They need to start thinking twice, about their motives, their programs. They need to be planning well. They need to be organized, more professional if they want to succeed. We wish them well. It's not like we don't want them to succeed. We do wish them well, but we are only wishing them well if genuinely they are doing these things right from their heart. And we are hoping maybe this Prince Harry we are seeing is a Harry who was led on this path by someone, but it isn't the Harry who would be doing these things. He should be,
No.
He would be a better Harry. So we are hoping one day he gets to realize and gets back into his senses that whatever he has been doing were things that were disgusting, and he gets to apologize. Okay.
Yeah.
But nobody, especially with the family we have here on this channel, nobody wishes Meghan and Harry bad. Nobody. We actually want them to do well, but we want them to start acknowledging, being very grateful to the royal family, stopping those projects that are not glorifying their heritage, and to just come out and apologize to us for what they've done. Okay. Thank you so much, SPRN. Thank you for the super thanks.
Baby Boxer says something really good here.
Thank you, SPS.
They have their fans. Heck, I have family members that like them. Yep, I know people who like them. And then when I start saying, yeah, but have you read Harry's book? Have you seen this interview? And they go, are you obsessed with them? I go, no, I actually just do my research, but they like them. And they just think I'm the conspiracy. I'm wearing the silver lining hat, right? People like them. My sister
mm,
feels sorry for them. She feels
mm,
sorry for them because she thinks I hate them. No, I don't hate them, but you've got to hold their feet to the fire. I don't. To hate someone is almost to love them. No, I don't feel that much about them. I find them
mm.
very boring.
Yeah, so they just need to style up. They just need
But I
to
love the royal
be more.
family.
Yes, and you know the reason we love, we still have elements of okay, they
Yeah,
can do better than that. You know,
yeah,
it's because we love the royal family, and also it's because the royal family has not come out yet to de-associate themselves with, away from the Harrys and the Meghans. They still have them pinned up on the royal family website. So that is also one thing that we as royalists are still maybe holding on when sympathizing with these two. Otherwise,
yeah,
if the royal family had detangled themselves from Meghan and Harry completely, dropped them off that
yeah.
royal family website, I guarantee you we wouldn't even be speaking about them on our royal news
No,
channels because they wouldn't be part of the royal family. Okay,
it was the way they
so
went about it. I mean, they went and announced it online. They announced their Megxit online. I mean,
mm,
and then they tried to negotiate online. They tried to negotiate the terms and conditions of their departure online on their.
mm,
I was going to say something unclean then, but it's on their website.
mm,
And then she went to the National Theatre Trust and she left really angry and upset, and she didn't have her engagement ring and wedding ring on. Remember that? And
mm,
that's because the Queen rang ahead to the National Theatre and told them she was leaving, she was through. And another thing Paul says, and I actually believe this, I believe that they were told to leave. I believe they were kicked out, and they just made a big kerfuffle because they couldn't get what they wanted, la 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 la. I believe that's what it's at the bottom of it. They said, if you don't want to stay here and knuckle down and do the job, leave, because they
live,
were not going
yeah,
to put up with any more of their. But remember that she left in a storm because she
mm,
went to the National Theatre Trust thinking she was going to be able to schmooze on her way out. But
mm.
then it was speculated that the reason she wasn't wearing her engagement ring and wedding ring was because she was reminding Harry, this is what's at stake if you don't get what I want. And she was threatening him. She was threatening to leave him. So he,
And you know,
she had him by the short and curlies.
oh, she did, yeah. Now, Aspi says, you're not okay. Yes, you're late, Aspi. Sorry, you've probably been doing a few things, and we know the weekend, Sunday. Weekend is coming to an end, so many people would be doing so many things to prepare for the new week. But she would like me to do a video at Windsor Castle and Hampton Court
Yeah,
Palace. I will
yeah,
do that. I will do that. Thank you so much. And
yes.
these,
I
the
love those.
superstars you're sending are going to do a great job, buying those train tickets to these places.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they support. I have nowhere to run now. Nowhere to run, to hide. That's the thing. Nowhere to hide. Because the other day I would say, well, I'm struggling with
I
transportation,
love that.
but now I've got nowhere to hide. Okay.
You like you could hide. You like you could hide. Look at
Yes.
you.
So
That's
I
such a
will
good
go.
way to put it.
Yeah. So thank you. I will go and get these little mini documentaries done because we want to get our eyes onto some of these places where our royals frequent and places that carry memories. And I think it's different when you see somebody you know in
Yes,
that place
yes.
talking about something, okay, than seeing it on TV and somebody else completely different from the one you know talking about it. So that's the difference you will get when the Francis you see here is the one you see walking in front of Buckingham Palace. These are the golden gates, and so this is where the carriages will come and drive through. And that's the Buckingham Palace balcony where all the glitter happens. So, you know, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I just think it's wonderful. All those super chats or superstars that you're getting. It's really, it does help because it costs to run a channel, but we don't
Yeah.
complain about it because we love what we do, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing this for quite a while. You haven't got here overnight.
Yeah.
You
Oh, you
know, you've worked
remember
hard.
the
Yeah,
coronation ceremony, and I was
yeah,
stood in the
yeah.
rain. And it's raining cats and dogs, and I'm there. Catherine,
Raining.
Princess of Wales, is right, just about to ride past, and
Yeah, I know. I remember, and you're yelling out, Catherine,
yeah,
Catherine,
Catherine is the
Catherine. I thought
excitement.
he's like a fanboy.
I
Catherine, Catherine, my heart.
That's the excitement. King
It was
Charles!
gorgeous,
King Charles,
gorgeous,
yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
It is, you know, these royals, and this is the thing, my dear friends watching us. When you see, because these royals, we see them on telly, you know, you see them on television, but it's different when you see them live. Catherine, you have seen King Charles and Camilla
Oh,
live, you know,
oh, look, I,
27, 25 millimeters away. So
oh,
you know what
right,
I'm talking about.
as close as this. And he was obviously they were coming down the Opera House steps, and we were the first people right there at that barrier as they're coming down.
Mm,
And he was going to go in the opposite direction, and Camilla was coming to us, and everyone's yelling out. And I remembered you calling out Catherine and the King, right? And oh, I can't believe I did this. You're just, what are you doing to me, Francis? So
yeah.
anyway, I could see he was going to go, and they're going, Camilla, Camilla, Charles, Charles. And I'm thinking, no way. And Charles, the king rather, was already beginning to break away and move in that
Mm,
direction. And I yelled out, Your Majesty, Your Majesty. And he heard that, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
responded to that and came over. And I thought, yeah, you got to speak their language.
Oh,
You want their attention.
exactly,
But I was
exactly.
thinking of you. You're going,
Yeah.
Catherine, Catherine, oh my God, Catherine.
Catherine,
You're
Catherine,
such a
Princess of Wales.
fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what? Hi, Maggie. Good to see you. Maggie, thank you. She's another one of ours, Maggie. Check out her channel. She is doing great
oh,
work
the
across
wise
the
owl. Yeah,
Atlantic.
I follow
Yes,
her.
yeah. You
Yeah,
follow
okay.
her.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. She talks about bypassing quite a bit.
Yes.
She's actually very, very worth listening to. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She
yeah.
should
So
have more
please check her
followers.
channel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hope your channel grows, Magic, because you're doing great work. You are.
yeah, yeah.
So it's great to see that we have communities outside of the UK that are really carrying the flag of the British royal
Yes,
family in a
yes,
way that you, Catherine, do, and Maggie, and all of our friends here on this live stream, because really without them we wouldn't be anywhere near to where we are.
yes,
But
yes.
I was talking about that being on site and seeing these royals physically in their form. It is a different experience.
Mm.
Because we see them on TV, we see all the pom pom, you know, they're being driven past. But when you're there, come rain or shine, even if it's raining like what, you want to keep your spot close to where you are going to be able to say the King Charles, Catherine, Princess of Wales,
I
and they
know.
listen.
They
These royals
do.
have got
Yeah.
sharp ears.
Yeah,
They
they do
listen.
listen.
Because when you call out, within about 15 or 5 seconds of you calling, you see the wave in the
Yes.
direction you are
Yes.
in. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is everybody, my dear friends on here, if you get that opportunity of being in London or
Yeah.
royals are visiting you in your countries, please make your way up there. You will never regret going there. It's
No,
a
it was the
memory to
highlights for
keep.
me.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Royal Tour was, and I didn't realize until later. I hadn't drunk water all day because I
Yeah,
was just determined not to lose my spot. And
exactly.
I
And
didn't drink
this,
water until it was all over.
I know what you
I told
mean.
my kids that. They thought that I'd really lost it. And they said, "Do we need to talk about that nursing home, Mum?"
I know
But
what
it's
you
like
mean.
that. The atmosphere
You,
is, you have to experience the atmosphere firsthand.
yes, you have to know what we are talking about.
Mm,
So I
mm.
went to the, what was it? I went to the Platinum Jubilee service. So now this is one of those other memorable events I've gone to. St. Paul's Cathedral. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. St. Paul's Cathedral. That's where Princess Diana's wedding was, I think, at
Yeah,
St. Paul's.
yeah,
So it has that historical touch to it. You know, it's held big royal events. So the Silver Jubilee was there, the
yep.
service, the Platinum Jubilee service. Queen Elizabeth loved St. Paul's Cathedral more
Mm,
than
mm.
any other cathedral. We see them going to the Westminster Abbey, with the St. George's Cathedral in Windsor, but there's no other special place for royals as St. Paul's Cathedral. So I went out there, stood with my little selfie stick, so the royals were arriving for the
Ooh,
Platinum Jubilee service. Don't forget the Queen wasn't going to attend that because of the busy schedule and how she was feeling at the time. So they reserved her appearance for the balcony, like that wave. Remember when she was
oh
wearing
yeah,
the
yeah.
green dress? Okay, so she didn't attend the I think the St. Paul's one, but I was at St. Paul's Cathedral. Guess what? I spent the night there,
Yeah, I believe
outside.
it. I believe it.
Outside,
Yeah,
yes,
because you
because,
commit to it, don't you?
oh, yes, if you want to get that spot, you have to be there dead early
Yeah,
because
yeah.
police will lock up that area when it fills up. So I got my little. When you're going to do this job that we are doing for Royal News reporting, you have to buy yourself a little rucksack, put your
Yep.
blanket in, you put your little umbrella, carry yourself a mug for your nice cup of tea or coffee, get yourself stick, have your power banks ready to go. Because these phones have a tendency of running out of
Yeah.
battery very quickly when you're going to attend events like those.
And my little
And
mascot, Frankie. We're going to
exactly,
cover it. We're going to
Daniel.
cover it like no one else.
Yes. So, and I don't know if this, Catherine, happened to you as well. This really happened to me, and I'm still regretting why I didn't prepare my camera on all the time. I was making sure it's ready to press the record when the royals are going to come. But because of the excitement, when Catherine and William were coming through to this
Yep.
side where we were, because that's where they were going to wheel round and get into St. Paul's Cathedral, because of this excitement, I forgot to press the record. So I thought I
Oh,
had pressed, and I was there, yeah!
no,
And
no.
it wasn't recording. Oh. And I said, all my night wasted out here and I haven't captured this. So I
Oh,
was very determined to stay there and catch them coming out. And it was raining cats and dogs. I wasn't leaving my spot until I get that video recording of them wailing out. And I did eventually. But it's great. It is all because of the feeling, and it's a whole new fresh air you are getting when you are
yeah,
around these
totally,
royal venues.
totally. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, I
So,
actually know what you mean now because that you've described exactly what it was like for me because one of my pieces of technology let down on me too, just at that wrong moment. You've explained exactly how I felt. I thought, oh God, I would never have believed this had I not experienced it. And I can't wait till next year when I'm over in Britain. I can't wait
For the
because
King's
what
birthday parade.
yeah, if this is what it was like here in Australia, what's it going to be like in Britain?
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. And now I know we've got TC on here. We've got the TC and what is let me pull her up. Notoria. Is it Norietta? She's Shindi. Her name is Shindi, but she goes by, is it Norietta on here?
Yeah, no iota.
No,
Yes,
Nayo,
Shindy.
yeah, Shindi,
Yes,
yes. So she's in London, and
Queen
Tis is in
Elizabeth forever.
London. Yes, so hopefully on big events like this, Platinum
Yeah,
Jubilee, the King's Birthday Parade, we can meet up in London. And you will be here as well, Catherine. And Chantel, hopefully. We have Joe Vickers. Joe Vickers is not here. Stedman is here. Stedman will
can't
be.
believe you're
Will you be
still
able to
here.
come in? Yeah. So Stedman, yeah. And
Yes,
Joe, and
guys,
got
you're
Lisa.
still with us.
Lisa, hi, Lisa. Lisa, you're in London as well, aren't you? Yes, let's meet up for these cups of teas
Yep,
at
yep.
some point in London, and we talk about these stories. We can spend the whole night here. Okay.
Yeah, because his
Oh.
energy, when he starts, do you notice how Francis' energy picks up when he starts talking about these moments when he's on the ground? You need to follow his other personal channel, People and Places. When there's sporting events, he is a natural. Honestly,
Yeah.
total natural.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
he's on the ground, he becomes another person.
But it's great to have our friends here with us. I think we shall have to end the live stream. We have
Oh,
work tomorrow. Yes. Oh,
no.
I've got to iron these
Thank
shirts
you.
ready for tomorrow. I've got to
I
sort of
know.
get
I
my
know.
stuff ready for the new week. It is going to be an exhausting one. But whenever we get these chances, Catherine, I want us to always come and have a chat and,
Oh, I love it.
spend some good time with our
Yeah.
friends here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maggie.
It's good. It's good. You've got to have a sense of humor when you're talking about some of these subjects. They're very difficult, and people can think wrongly that, oh, you hate them, but you don't. To be honest with you, I get bored with them, and that's why I struggled reading Spare and
Mm,
even Revenge. And Tom Bowers a fantastic writer, but I
mm.
had to go back and read it a second time and apply myself. So, no. I really think you're so much more optimistic than many royal reporters. To be honest, I find it a real pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
you're
Thank you so
wonderful,
much.
Francis. Tell
Thank you.
everyone shower Francis with love. You know he loves it. He loves it.
I love you all so much, and without you, like Catherine, this audience is just great, and the support they are showing to us. Please head over to Catherine's channel as well. Let us give it a boost and get it into the algorithms. YouTube has a way of unsubscribing people who are not showing up
Yeah, it's
to
really
channels.
naughty.
Yeah, check if you're still subscribed. Maggie the Black O, thank you so much for the live stream we did the other day. I've been planning to do another one on your channel, but time has been not helpful at all. I'm going through a lot of marking of papers for my students, but I'm hoping we can do another one very soon when we break off from school. I think we are breaking off in the next couple of weeks, so we will touch base and plan another one.
I look
But
forward to that.
yes, but Catherine, you know that anytime these big royal news stories come up, as a commitment to our channels, we will always have to be shouting them out and sharing the news with our dear friends. Mm,
Absolutely,
mm,
absolutely. So, I mean, I think you cover the events very, very well and with empathy. And I do like Maggie the Wise Owl. I like her take on things. She sees the world different to most people, and she's, you know, uh, she's in a position she can speak with a lot of authority. So if you haven't, I've been following her for quite some time, but anyone who's still with us, because it is getting late, go over and follow Maggie. She's got a terrific channel.
She is wonderful, and I think she deserves more subscribers than she has, because she is incredibly adorable listening to her. And her great work for, the royals, shouting out the Williams and Catherines, because whoever does that is actually really, really very supportive, because we want to support William and Catherine and see them thrive with their projects. They are the future king and queen. They need to have all the audience they can have. They are the future of the British royal family. They've got an adorable family in George, Charlotte, Louis. They are always keeping this flag burning for, the hope in the royal family really rests on William and Catherine. We see the king, we see Camilla now, Queen Camilla. We forget to talk about her, by the way. She has been struggling with an infection. She pulled out of an activity, an event she was supposed to be attending recently. So she is not where she's supposed to be health-wise. So let us continue praying for her. And that trip to Australia as well, I think, could have contributed to the fatigue, because they were really hammered on these engagements. 10 a day they used to do. So the king is actually a very strong man to still be, after those engagements. So let us continue praying for good health in the royal family. And Catherine,
she did look exhausted on the trip. A couple of times I saw her on the Sunday and the last day at the Opera House, and I felt she looked very frail, more so than him. I felt they were both unsteady on their feet, but they're elderly people coming down those Opera House steps. But I wasn't surprised when she came down with a chest infection at all, and I half expected it. And now she's missed another engagement. I mean, people, but he looks well. He just does look really well. In my view, he's amazing. I think he
he's
lives for his
amazing.
work.
He is amazing. He's listened to the doctors, the treatment he's receiving. He's eating very well. He used to skip lunch. Now he has to have a lunch, come rain or shine, as part of this healing process. So he's doing very well. We can't wait for that big announcement from the royal family that both of them have now been fully cleared of cancer. So that's what we are waiting to hear. And I think that will be a very good confidence builder for Catherine, Princess of Wales, as well, moving forward with her engagements. So let us keep on praying. But we are still very much lining up behind the royal family, and we want to see them thrive. This institution is our only hope. You see what's happening with the government now? This petition to get rid of the Labour government, which has just been voted in. So there is no stability in this sort of politics. And really, we always run to our royals and this sort of to hide. That's where we have our hope. That's where we find sort of peace away from all of these, problems that we get with having these Republican, type of governments. And now these politicians, you see, no trust at all in them. So that's why we are flying those flags really high for the royal family to continue surviving. Okay.
I fully agree with you. So Frankie, my little royal guard.
So we are gonna say yes. So please drop your emails again through if there is my Gmail there on the channel description. You will see my Gmail account. I'm wanting to send postcards for Christmas with, starting next week somewhere. So please, if you want me to send you one, please drop me an email via my Gmail account. You will see it. And I will be able to share that with Catherine as well. So Catherine, you can then also
Yes.
send your
Yeah, because there's a
postcards.
couple of people I want to send a gift
So
to.
Chantel Martin, I've
Yeah.
got
Yeah, I've
yours.
got
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, thanks,
Yes.
Chantel.
So
And
Chantel,
free
thank you for
speech.
and free
I've got,
speech.
yeah.
You've got free speeches as well.
Yeah, I'll send it
Yeah.
over to you.
Please
Yeah,
send me
and
free
I've got
speech as well.
Stedman's.
Stedman's, yes,
Yeah,
yeah. So we can send the postcards to them.
yeah.
Francis Page Media appreciates your support always. So thank you, everybody from us. I think
Okay,
let us
wonderful
call it.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you, sweetie
See you
darlings.
all.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Sweetie
Have
darlings, we love you.
Aspie's asking, do you Aspie, I don't have yours. Please send it via the Gmail account.
No, I
I
don't
think,
think I've got
yeah.
Aspie's either. Yeah.
Yeah. So my
No.
Gmail, do you want me to share my Gmail address here, or will you pull it
Mm.
up? Will you pull it up on the, let me see, on my description, channel description? Let me see if I can pull it, look at it here.
I have got one, Chantel. It's a Royal Iota at Gmail. It's actually on my YouTube. So
Yeah,
you can communicate through that. It's just the same handle. Um,
yeah.
oh, now that I'm becoming a really big deal, I might have to change it from Iota. What do you think? Now that
Yeah.
I'm famous.
Yeah, so let me see if I can write mine somewhere here.
Yeah,
Where
put
can
it
I?
in there, Francis. It will help.
Yeah, so that we
I'll
can.
get it too.
So where am I gonna? You see, when you're on this, I'm using this mobile phone, so you can't
Okay.
even see where you. So let me put it via here. FPGJ. Yeah. So we can send ourselves the postcards and
Yeah.
get to that way. Then we can share. We can get to spend Christmas, together in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me pull my Gmail here. So is everyone up to something great this week, guys? Let's see.
I found your, so Chantel's got your YouTube, but can't find your Gmail.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna leave it in the comments here. I'm pulling it up now. Okay. And that's the thing, because we really don't know whether what we are seeing here is what others see that
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
F page UG. Okay, so I'll put it here. Let me see if I can go into the live stream and I'll drop it.
Aspie, I can't leave a comment because I've not, it's not possible for me to do that the way I've got it set up. But it's a Royal Iota at gmail.com. It's the same name as my channel at gmail.com.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's not you.
Okay, so I think I've sent mine there. Page UG at Gmail. So let me cross check with that. Oh, sorry, it's not that. 1 minute, guys. I've missed a digit. Oh God.
Here you go. I could see it, Francis.
Have you? Yeah, have you seen
Yeah, I
it?
can see it. F page.
It's not that one. It's FK Page.
I can't read it
Okay.
because I'm on my phone. I don't,
Okay.
oh no, I'm showing my age saying that. It's F
And
page.
FK Page
F
at
page
gmail.com. Okay,
UG
it's
at Gmail.
yeah. So it's that one. No, I've put it up now. That's the one. I've put it up on the wall. So it's FK Page UG at gmail.com. So that one you will be able to send the the address so we can get the postcards sent.
Got it.
Thank you. Yes. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a
Joe.
wonderful, week ahead.
Thanks,
And we will,
TC.
thank you, TC. And everybody, Chantel,
Yes,
we
thank
got
you.
yours.
Aspie.
Aspi,
Yeah.
yes, and Stedman, I think
Yeah.
you have Stedman's.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got Stedman's. I'll send it to you if you don't. I will share
Yes.
our information. Yeah. But it won't go
Mm.
any further. It won't.
Yeah, yeah.
Francis said that earlier. Your information will be kept private.
Will be
Won't,
kept private.
not
Yes,
used for any other
please.
purpose. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Okay. So
Okay, my
should we say
darlings.
good? Yeah. Should you have the last laugh, Catherine? Please, can you say bye bye
Oh,
to?
I'm
Yeah.
always
Have the last
laughing.
laugh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have the
have the
last
last
one.
laugh. Chortle, chortle, chortle. Laugh,
Raven.
laugh,
Good
laugh.
night.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Good
See you, sweetie
night.
darling.
See you, Siri. Bye bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Bye.